it's not my nature to stay there because I know better. And it's not to say that someone else doesn't know better. And this is one of the conflicts of communication, is that there are words to explain what we mean, and some of those words can be misconstrued. I can understand if someone feel as though because I say I can state it, but it's not my nature, that I'm saying that they don't know better. But that's not the case. It's just generally speaking is that I'm looking at a little more of the picture. And the whys, so now the narrative now is that these riots and this destruction is the work of outside groups like the Purge. I've said this, and this is just such a common fact. Like, this is general common information. There are anarchist groups that go all around the world in hot conflicts. Their reasoning is synonymous with ours. It's not to say it's the same, but they're against big government. They're against the hegemony of big corporations. They're against a lot of things. So they go places to wreck shit. So yes, are there people that come to these protests and start shit and anarchy and chaos? Absolutely, I believe it. Are there the potential, the probability, definitely the possibility of clandestine government groups and secret organizations like white supremacists and the KKK infiltrating these environments to drop bricks off, to start fires and give weapons and instigate shit? Absolutely. Probable, likely, and possible. Now, my only thing to that is this. You have to be careful about that bias, that emotional reasoning. If we're going to say, because that's the truth, let's say it's proven across the board, there's no ifs, ands about this. Secret white groups, there's government, there's international anarchists coming in and starting fires and rioting. That does not absolve those of us from the community who are doing it. So now we're making this argument that because there's outside groups and secret groups in the government, the suspicion of all three, individual or collectively. Now that's our argument where we no longer can acknowledge any wrong pointed at ourselves. So now the videos of black men and women burning, destroying, destruction, that ain't, we're not even gonna point that out, because you know what? That is small compared to the fact that these groups, that's their MO. If they start fires in my neighborhood, rioting, and we know it's them, as we out there protesting, those of us with then we gotta make it a constant thing, like, yo, don't get involved in that, that's them. And we gotta find a way to distinguish between the two. But we cannot take this position using some fact to avoid another fact. How many of y'all seen Destruction? The aftermath of destruction. I've seen it. I've seen areas leaving this country, not on vacation, that have not recovered in 70 years from civil unrest. They're fighting the power that controls their economy, their infrastructure, their livelihoods, everything. They fought that power by destroying the environment. If this power is redlining your district, withholding development and investment in your district, and you destroy what little you have, you think they're going to come and invest in it? they're going to placate you. So one of the things that I worry about is when this is all said and done, at least when the civil unrest cease, these black communities that we are narrating now, that the destruction of it is not us, it's not from the community, it's all outside groups. When it's said and done, I have a feeling that we're going to need the government and charity organizations come bring us the bare necessities: water, clean water, medicine, even food. And all these people will now be complaining about the charities and the federal government lack of aid. It's a vicious cycle. So here's what I'm saying. The chaos in my mind of rioting has never produced lasting results, and the communities, especially black ones, have never recovered today. Newark haven't recovered from the riots yet. The only development you see in Newark right now is gentrification, economic gentrification. So I'm against that. Whether it's 80% outside groups, I'm just against the activity. And yes, I believe that there's a whole lot of us in every community that is breaking in stores, stealing shit, burning down things. I know hate. Listen, let me give you all a real world example, and hopefully we can get some honesty. I know haters. I know haters who will destroy your life if they could. You got a nice car, you got a nice house, you got a nice job, you're nice, dressed nice, seemingly got money. There are people who haven't been able to reach that yet, to get a new car, or to buy a house, or have a nice apartment, or live anywhere better, or to buy clothes they want, or to go out and live. And because they never experienced it, never had it, and especially if they want it or desired it and didn't achieve it, it is easy for them to destroy property and take what's not theirs. That's psychology. Hell yeah, there's a lot of us out there burning up and breaking down our community, stealing and robbing. Why can't we point that out? Now, I agree with this. Should we stay centered on that issue? Absolutely not. There's a bigger issue at hand, but we cannot avoid it. We can't dismiss it. We have to make a unified collective voice that we are against it. Don't do it. It's distracting from the fight. Then we continue. But this fractured commentary and posting by different black intellectuals justifying the idea, it's like the scenario of someone seeing an event that without data, without any specifics, our universal internal code of right and wrong will look at that and know and accept and articulate it being wrong only until the data come in that we can associate with, whether it's a race like ours, someone from our environment, the same belief. That's when we get into these things where it becomes difficult for us to operate off that universal standard of truth. I'm not against anyone. At this point, I would love to see an active, well thought out implementation of a movement by the various different personalities and groups collaborating on what we have in common, not being divided by the differences. Listen, there's a lot of ideas. You got people who believe we should arm ourselves. I disagree with that. I would agree with it on a general level to protect the household, but as a group, as a tactic against the government, it won't work. White activist groups and nationalist groups can't even do that. They let him go for a little while. Eventually, they shut him down. So I don't believe in that as a tactic against the system. I believe you arm ourselves as personal protection. Is that right? I'm all for that. But if I come to the table with someone who do agree with that, who do believe we should arm ourselves and shoot to kill, let's say, for instance, I 100% disagree with that, and I'll explain to you why. However, we believe that collectively that there's something that needs to be done for blacks. One is that we need to open businesses to support each other and things of that nature, and barter and trade and do business with people who show respect for us. Then we can agree on that, and let's go for that. But the idea that we out here segregating and sexualizing ourselves and embedding ourselves in point of views so we can't agree with nothing is ridiculous. There's always some common neutral reality that supersedes positions, like the right to clean water. Who can argue that that's not a universal right? No one. No position can argue that. None. Not logically, not to a reasonable person. That we need shelter from the elements. That doesn't, no argument on rich or poor or have or have not, white or black can ever make sense to that universal truth. We have an opportunity here. I have to find something I can do to do my little part. I focus on my family, my kids, but I got to find something to do to extend to myself, join the group, create a podcast. I don't know. But I would love to see the new norm that those of us from the diaspora start connecting, sharing these indifference and these conflicts that we have, and start holding ourselves accountable for what we digest, from the food to the entertainment to the beliefs to interactions, everything. And those who want to assist, we have to be open to them assisting without taking over the movement, creating a Black Lives Matter movement. And then as we get our donations, major corporations start to donate big money, and then they create a board and they put their people there. And now this specific goal, while the organization, this is just a scenario. Could be true, maybe not. It's not gossip, it's a scenario I'm coming up with. Now the mission statement, the activities that reflect the mission statement are now being corporatized and bureaucratized and things like that. Because now the people who taking over the movement from donating money and putting their board of executives have a say-so on what decisions we make. So we need to be able to create organizations where if you're non-black or not from this section, this group, and you want to help, you can participate, you can donate, but you cannot become a decision maker. You can consult. Listen, this is what we're talking about. When y'all see, especially our elders, black men and women, speak, show love. White too, whoever. But more specifically, we got to start embracing, showing love. We can sit here and debate everything that's done that got us broken. But we can decide today to start fixing it. Enough of us know better. Black woman, get out that booty shit. Like you're more than that. You can have a bad body. Educate yourself. Start learning about some sisters. Get some courage and be that strength. Black men, we gotta fix ourselves too. Not black men, but you know what I'm saying. We gotta fix ourselves too. But we gotta come out of this. We gotta come out of this. Nothing wrong with emulating either. I'll emulate the shit out of something. What Jews do, Polish do, Italians do, I'll emulate the shit out of what they do for their communities. Trust me. Family first, family.